They put me on the program. Then my mom was just like, if they're saying go, do go. Yeah. I went there, I preached. I don't know what happened. It was not me. I don't know where the words came from. And people were coming, they were saying, where did you get that? How did you prepare that sermon? And then I was like, I never wrote anything. They just gave me a theme and the verses.
Tinonzwa kuti vasikana vanoita zvekunamata zvemweya zviya girls will pray with the intercession leaders, they go kumakomo every Friday. And now when it comes to marriage, they struggle in that area.
Yes.
And now you're almost getting into your late 20s.
At the same time, munhu unofana kuti hako exposed, but have a certain limit of being exposed. Aungati because ndadarika at the age of 20 ndakudisrespecta vabereki andichanzwa from them, ndakumwa doro ndakuita vakomana vakawanda. That's not life. Munhu ngaite focus. Aizi nyaya yekuti munhu unopretenda muchurch kuti unge uri holy uchienda kuma intercession. It's not like that. It's not for the world to see kuti no, this girl is power filled. But it's for you and God. Munamate zhinji inoitwa in the prayer room. Ndipo paunowana that courage, that power. Kana uri in the open, yes, you can pray, but ngafusanyanyira kunyanyira mazise vanhu asi mweya wedu.
Powerful. Hey, yeah. I mean, being ministered now. Names, you can feel free to mention names.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. So after the poetry part, it shifted to church. Okay. So I had Sunday school teachers. Pastor Tafrenika, he was my Sunday school teacher.
That was in Zimbabwe?
No, it was in Abundant Grace.
Oh, yeah, in South Africa. Oh,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
I know you, Pastor Taffy.
Pastor Taffy,
yeah, I know him, yeah.
So he had two working with him. It was Brother Ernest and Brother Nesbet. So they were all together in Sunday school. So they used to give us like memory verses, helping us in the spiritual world. So from there, I used to find a lot of joy, doing that. And we would perform doing memory verses on the platform and everything like that. And it would be my greatest joy. So as I shifted to 9 years, I started fasting by myself. And my mom would be like, you are fasting maybe from 6 to 6. Are you not hungry? And then I'd be like, no, I'm pretty cool.
No,
I'm
it's
okay.
not 6 to 6 then. Were you fasting like from 6 a.m.? So you could eat at 5?
No,
Or
people
like
just
6
say
the previous night?
No, the thing is this. let me be clear with you. It's just that people say 6 to 6. But personally, I start from 12 midnight.
12 midnight.
Because,
so you can eat at 11:45, 11:59?
11:45, 11:57 is good as long as I stop chewing by 58.
By o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll be fine. And then I started fasting, doing those fastings. And then at the age of 10.
Before it's 9, you're fasting.
I was fasting and praying.
Why were you fasting?
I would just like be drawn to fasting. I didn't understand it myself.
What was the kind of prayer that you make then after fasting or during your fasting?
During the fastings, mostly is to pray for my future and my family and other people. I would always love to put other people first before me and be like, God, please help them in whatsoever that they want. Because there were times where I would be in church and then I would kind of feel that, no, this person is maybe going through something, and I would also dream. So it would be very hard for me to like approach them and tell them. So I would just cry it all to God and just be like, God, I'm giving you this. I'm taking it to you. Please help them. And then it would just finish there. And then shifting to the age of 10. I was like, okay, I told my mom about it. And then my mom was like, you should keep on praying. Little did I know that my mom was told this before I was born, that I'm carrying something in the spiritual world. Then she set me down. She started telling me, before you were born, when you were in my womb, she was speaking about her womb, me being in her womb. And then she was like, okay, many prophets foresaw it, and then they were like, you are a blessed child. There's something of God that you carry, a special anointing. And then I was just like, oh, okay. I didn't like think much into it. And then from at the age of 11, 12, I visited a certain church. This was PGM. So I was at the far end, at the back, and I was praying. Little did I know that I'm praying in tongues. So there's this prophet that came to me, and then he was like, as I was on the pulpit, I heard you praying, come here. And then he took me, And then he put me on the pulpit. He put the mic on my, like close to me. And then he was like, everybody keep quiet. I want this child to pray right now. And then when I started praying, that's when he was like, she's praying in tongues. I couldn't control myself. I couldn't understand what was going on. And then he called a certain lady, and then he was like, pray for her. So she was looking for a job for like 3 years. I prayed for her. I didn't know what was going on. I was just doing it under instruction. And he knew everything because he was a prophet. I was a visitor, mind you. I didn't know.
That was your first time?
That was my first time, and all night. Yeah. And then I prayed for her. And then I visited the church again on Sunday because I was so curious. Like, how did he know? And then this lady gave a testimony. I found a job. How can she find a job? And then I was just like, no, it's just God's doing. I didn't put it in my mind. And then that's when he called me aside. And then he was like, there's something of God that you are carrying. And I know that your mom told you about this. A lot of prophets have been telling you about this. And as you journey into the spiritual world, they will keep on telling you about it. Every man of God that will see you, if he can see spiritually, he will see that there is something in you. Yeah. And then he was like, you are my prophetess. Then I was like, I can't even see anything. He laughed. I can remember. He laughed. And then he was like, I'm going to groom you. And then he used to walk with me, visit churches with me. And then after like 3 months, he was like, I want you to preach on a conference. Then I was like, I'm young. Mind you, I'm not even 13 years old. Wow. I told him. And then he was like, God does not look at your physical. He's seeking something that's inside. And the God in you is the one that's going to operate himself. And then I was just like, oh, okay, so it's fine.
If it's from God, then I'll do it.
Then I'll do it. And mind you, I was still little in the spiritual. I didn't understand much. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. If it's from God, I'll do it. And then, yeah, they put me on the program. Then my mom was just like, if they're saying go, go. Yeah. I went there. I preached. I don't know what happened. It was not me. I don't know where the words came from. And people were coming. They were saying, where did you get that? How did you prepare that sermon? And then I was like, I never wrote anything. They just gave me a theme and the verses. That's where I started from. I don't know what happened or who. I don't even understand. And then he started grooming me until to a certain time whereby I would see. Just as we are speaking, I would actually hear voices and I would see that no, something is going on, this and this, until people started calling me prophetess. And then he was like, I'm going to give you a heavenly name. You have a heavenly name. And then they're like, you are blessed. Your name is Esther. Then I was like, oh, okay. All right. And then I kept on praying. Unfortunately, I was at that peak whereby I could understand. But it was so unfortunate that we had to part ways. He shifted to Johannesburg, and then the communication was, and then from there, I kind of became so low because I was looking up to him. Like, I would be like, he will lead me. If I have any questions, he would father me in the spiritual world in that manner. And then after that, I shifted to
another church.
It was because we were in Peter Marisburg that time.
Okay.
We had shifted to another church. It was AFM. Yeah. Because in Dakakuri ram AFM.
Okay.
Yeah. It was AFM under Pastor Maringa. Yes.
Right, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So I want to know, now you're saying all these things were happening when you're not even 13. But you're talking about 12, 13 years later. Now here you are, a grown young woman.
Yeah.
And can we say you did not miss the other part? Because I understand life is not just spiritual.
Yes,
there are other areas that you need to explore. Relationships, going out with the girls, boys, whatever. You know, you need to never anazia. Can we say you missed? Did you also, were you part of what was the growing up? Say?
Well, I kind of lived a more isolated life.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is your circle?
It's very small. I can't say it's big. It's just my family and the people that I just know. It's just, hey, how are you? I don't get into people. Yeah. So I don't even have a friend. I have brothers and sisters at church.
You have a friend?
I don't have a friend.
Yeah. So now, I'm just thinking, I'm trying to look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
Because sometimes tinonzwa kuti vasikana vanoita zvekunamata zvemweya zviya girls will pray with the intercession leaders, they go kumakomo every Friday. And now when it comes to marriage, they struggle in that area.
Yes.
And now you're almost getting into your late 20s.
Yes.
Is it an area that you ever thought of and look into say, when it comes to my marriage, I want to think, is there a wedding like in the mindset, in your mindset? Do you picture it?
Well, yeah, now I do picture it, but when I was like 20 years, I didn't really picture it. Yeah.
It was all about power, God, prayers, fasting.
Yeah, I can say that. And I was like, I want to get into those things maybe at the age of 29 and 30 for the first time. And then I sat down to myself, because sometimes like the girls would speak and then I would hear that, no, sometimes you have to know those things, not get deep into them, but you just have to know about them, like be educated on them. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just open my heart to knowing those things, like getting advice from older people and stuff like that, and just hearing what the girls speak, especially in meetings and stuff. So it's something that I'm considering. Yeah.
Okay,
marriage.
so you see it.
I'm seeing it.
Because sometimes we feel the spiritual man, and
That's
yet
true.
the physical man is also
Yeah.
starving at the moment.
Yes.
Okay, so those things that that have been taught to you,
Yes.
do you have anything in particular that you'd say, panotaura nasikana pepe, I feel kuti zvimwe zvacho zvese ndezvekunyeba zviri kutipa pressure, and your advice to a younger version of you right now?
Yeah, I feel so kuti zvimwe zvinotaurwa nevasikana, especially age yangu, zvimwe it's just out of this world, azvimake sense, because azvibatsire kumhanyirira pane kuti munhu wechisikana, especially munhu wechisikana, zvichengetedze pane kumhanyirira kupinda muzvinhu zvisiri permanent, nekuti mangwana unochema uriwo, kudzikama kwakanaka, kutsurika kwakanaka, kuziva Mwari kwakanaka. At the same time, munhu unofana kuti hako exposed, but have a certain limit of being exposed. Aungati because ndadarika the age of 20 ndakudisrespecta vabereki andichanzwa from them, ndakumwa doro, ndakuita vakomana vakawanda. That's not life. Munhu ngaite focus. Aizi nyaya yekuti munhu unopretenda muchechi kuti ange uri holy uchienda kuma intercession. It's not like that. It's not for the world to see kuti, no, this girl is power filled, but it's for you and God. Munamate zhinji inoitwa in the prayer room. Ndipo paunowana that courage, that power. Kana uri in the open, yes, you can pray, but ngavisanyanyira kunyanyira maziso evanhu asi mweya wedu.
Powerful. Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, being ministered now. So in terms of you talked about alcohol abuse, and the
Yes.
current state of, the situation. We pray and we really ask the government to probably open more rehabilitation centers. A lot of
Yes.
young kids are dying because of alcohol.
Yeah.
But now going astray, they cannot be controlled anymore. Any word of advice, and what has kept you away from kudakwa, from to my drugs, like
Okay.
what some of your age mates are doing.
Well, what basically kept me away is knowing who I am and what I want, having focus, setting goals for myself. So if I know kuti ramangwana rangu ndoda kuti ringe rakajeka, ndinofana kuziva kuti izvi andibati, mubhawa chaimo handipindi, handisi kuti vakazviita like they are bad, no, but zvakangonaka futi kutongotangira ipapo toziva kuti I'm setting my boundaries, hanzi kuna Mwari kune order, organizing my life, ndotoziva kuti pane dzimwe nzvimbo dzandisingaende, pane mamwe masectors andisingapinde nekuti anogona kundidestroy. Akuzi kudada, kuzvichengetedza. A person must be humble, kuzvininipisa. Kana wasvika panenge vachigarwa pasi vachidya mavheji vachiita se ita iri kuitwa ipapo. Handiti. But at the same time usazopinda muzvinhu nekuda kwepressure. Nekuti pressure inokusiya uri wega mangwana, unochema ofunga wakakuitisa pressure, vanenge vasisipo. The world will leave you, but God will never leave you.
Powerful.
Saka kunamata nekuita focus nekutsurika ndio problem yatinayo vanhu mazana andiudzwa zvokudaro tiri 2k kaini. No, it's not about that. Vanhu vakura newisdom.
And for you as an individual, when you talk of identity and purpose, what does it speak?
It speaks about knowing the inner man, the real you. And Farah, when it comes to my Christians, kana shoko ramwari rakutaura tinoda kufanana najesu. When we speak, when we talk, zvatinoita, maplans edu, everything that we do, are we really resembling that? Tiri kuita here izvozvo kana zviri kuperera mashoko. So zvinofanira kuitawo muzviito, in the doing part. Ndipo patiri kufanira kugadzirisa the doing part and not pretending. Be genuine, be legit. Yeah.
Powerful. And the purpose, knowing your purpose. I think the late Miles Monroe, he says the graveyard is the richest place on earth. The reason being that there are a lot of people who died and were buried without knowing their purpose or fulfilling their purpose. So when it comes to purpose, your purpose, are you playing your part? Have you identified it and are you fulfilling it?
Yeah, I've identified it and now I've decided to fulfill it.
You have decided to fulfill it?
I have now decided. I was thinking of running away, but I'm thinking, no. So yeah, I'm following it.
Then let's talk about your social media.
Okay.
What kind of person are you? Are you that person who's aware of what's happening every day? Socialize? Do you have people that you follow? How is your life like? We've talked about the spiritual, but in terms of just kuna madamu wakadai so ni couples how is your knowledge concerning those things that happen on social media?
My knowledge there, I can't say it's actually broad, but it's sort of there. Ndinototarisawo mamwe masocials ndotombosekawo maskits ndotoona maskits ndichitobvaruka nekuseka temi chitofamba papa zvinhu zvinongotondinakidzawo ndobva ndatoona kuti okay pakati pari kuitika zvinhu zvakati, although sometimes andizonyanye zvangu but andingati ndiri munhu asingaendi pasocial media ari too close zvekutodaro. I do ndichiona vanonzi mamavi ndichitoona mamavi vachitoside aiyaweanoita everything isi zvinhu zvichitofaya zvakadaro ananyati ndotovaona. Yeah, I do.
Pastor Masasi.
And yes, and I'm Pastor Masasi. Not motivate kwa paper. So yeah, I really do.
And because I just wanted to check if you're not a boring person.
Oh really?
Besides social media, besides you writing poems and stuff, what do you do on your spare time? On
my spare time, I usually like playing music and dancing.
So you're more of an indoor person?
Yes. Yeah.
Then this I've been thinking of saying it or asking it, but yeah, and I've gathered the guts now.
Okay.
To ask, do guys come to you? Are you approachable? Because you was kind of worried. I want to no peace. I'm mara. Are you approachable? What happens? What can you say?
Well, when it comes to that part, I'm not like so holy as such. Every brother and that's muya kunduza zvakanira. No, not to understand.
Yeah, because my sister anoona yo. Unongotona zvacheta next week. And this good ajama ndaona 2 weeks only disappoint. Yeah, are you approachable?
Yes, I am approachable, but nditoriwo nema limits angu, nema standards angu. Nditori approachable kuda because munhu weka unoyo nenzira yakanaka.
So there's a vetting process.
Yes, kutongo yakutondipa zihage papa yes sister no and tinoita zvinhu zvindichi zvine order and
zvinekwa kurespecta munhu waMwari. The temple of God.
So yeah, because what like apart from the spiritual world ndakazvona kuti vanhu takafanana and saka hapana kuti let's say munhu anoziva zvaMwari kana taziva zvaMwari. Inini I just like to treat people zviri equal. Vanhu vakatomboya kwandiri sheriwo unongoti ndideedze kuti shero, that's what I like. Zvisi zvokuzoti yes sister
sister prophetess.
Prophet no ndingori Sharon and come to me kana maybe the advice kana counseling, come to me. Ndinoda kuzvisa palevel yevanhu ndikupindura yamataura yabrother. Ndinoda kuzvisa palevel munhu akauya ane energy akadai ndinoda kureturn the same energy. Kwete kuti ndobva ndazvikudza iye munhu obva adzika. No, that's not me. Because in that way I saw kuti unokwanisa kunzwisisana nemunhu makameta an understanding. But ndakada kudhonzera kwangu yodhonzera kwake anoti ini handidanzo manje ini ndobva ndati handidanzo. You see. So yeah, ndiri munhu anoapproacheka. Munhu akauya nenyaya yake iri right inotaurika zvakanaka, but wakauya nenyaya isingataurike nini ndiri munhu anokutiudza straight kuti zvauitika hazviitika, waboekana here kana uriboekana nditi sorry mangwana ndakakuona tinenge takutoseka.
That's fine. But you know what? I feel like the conversation has been great. And also, this is the first time of us
Yeah.
talking on a podcast like this.
Yes.
Can you promise me that we can do something probably every week, talk about different issues, comment on different issues and subjects that
Yeah.
people are going to be commenting and stating in the comment section? Can you promise me?
I promise you.
You promise me.
Yes.
So guys, this is Sharon. Maybe before you go, your parting shots, what you want to say to the people, and also my social media platforms are batika.
Oh, okay.
You can just face them in the camera, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'd just like to say, Munwese, you're all special in your own way. No matter the matter. Tese tingori special in our own way. Pane chaunogona chandisingagone. So we should meet each other halfway. Chausingagone ndidzidzisa, chandisingagone ndokudzidzisa. Tese tongofara tichiramba tichigara in unity and in peace. Mwari vachititira zvakanaka. Nyaya dzekuita wali tiziva kuti tine zvinhu zvisiri right, it's not good. Nguva ino chasara panyika ndechekunamata. Mwari vatigonesa tanyatsokuita riu. Tobudirana pachena zvinhu zvese zvatinoita tiite nemoyo wakasununguka, titonge vana vadiki. Wakatadzirwa taura nemwe munhu, usazoenda uchinomutaura behind their back. Nyika ingoitawo zvakanaka. And ndinobatika pa social media, pa Facebook as Sharon Chiduuro, pa TikTok ndiripo Sharon Chiduuro, pa Instagram ndiri Sharon Chiduuro. Thank you so much for listening. Have a fab one.
Okay, the social media, we just put them down. Okay, so my name is Pastor Gordon Shirume, and we're so excited it was a pleasure having you. To meet again in my next video. Peace. God bless you.